Hey there! If you're a runner in your 50s, 60s, and 70s, and you're not doing zone 2 or Maffetone style low heart rate training, then you're really missing out. But for us older runners to be successful with zone 2 training, we need more of a holistic approach. In this episode, I'll share my Forever Runner Mastery Program success path. This is the best way to effortlessly run faster without injury if you're over 50 years old. Hey, welcome to the Forever Runner podcast. I'm your host, Herb the Forever Runner. I'm a heart attack survivor, ultra runner, and longevity coach for runners over 50. Listen in each week as we discover how to master your running to enjoy an active lifestyle as you age. To learn more, head to foreverrunner.com for my free quick start guide. But for now, let's dive into today's episode. So I'm launching, for me, a new program called the Forever Runner Mastery Program. So this is a more affordable approach for runners who don't want to commit to paying for one-on-one coaching with a running coach, but still get some one-on-one help and all the tools and resources to help you meet your running goals. So I put together this program based on my tried and true Forever Runner method. But in this program, I have a what I call success path that you will go through in order to meet your running goals. And there's 5 parts to it. Number 1 is discover, number 2 is build, number 3 is burn, number 4 is move, and number 5 is commit. Let me run through how this works and how I think it's the best approach that any runner in their 50s, 60s, and 70s should be taking if you want to improve your running and to be able to run injury-free as you get older. So the discover part has to do with actually taking a very realistic look at where you are right now. Now, there's 2 parts to it. One has to do with your body composition, and the second part has to do with your running. So body composition wise, I use a body scanning app that you can download on your phone that will scan your body, and it'll give you measurement of what your percentage of body fat actually is and your percentage of muscle mass. And I tell you this, people do this, and myself included, it's a real eye opener, because you might feel that you're pretty fit, or I'm just a little overweight, or not bad, but when you do the body scan, it doesn't lie. It'll shoot out a report to show you where you're at and how that compares to where you should be. So I think it's a great exercise to start off with, to set that base of where you're starting from, because your muscle mass is extremely important, as you well know, as we get older, and we want to keep that body fat percentage down also. If you want a real quick way just to check this yourself, you can just put a tape measure around your belly button, and that measurement should be less than half your height. So if the measurement around your belly button is more than half your height, then you've probably got some metabolic dysfunction going on, and you're what we call over fat, and you might be overweight also. So anyway, the first part of the discovery process is to find out really what your body composition is. And then the second part has to do with your running. And that's where we'll plug your information in to a calculator to calculate out what your zone 2 range is. We'll calculate out what your Maffetone training heart rate should be. Have you go out and run and see how that Maffetone heart rate works for you, or if it doesn't. And then a third test, which is unique my program is what I call your minimum viable pace. That's where we have you go out and run as slow as you can on level ground, and we measure your heart rate to and your pace to see how that compares to the other two measurements. And then you hop on a call with me and we'll go through all those numbers and that other body composition data and come up with your best plan to move forward through the program. So the first step is discovery. Now the second step is build. And as I said, we hop on a call, and this is where we want to put together a personalized run schedule. What your optimal training heart rate is, how many times a week you want to run, and how far you should be running when you do that, and how much recovery you should take either on a weekly basis or on a monthly basis, and some of the factors to take a look at to see if you're staying within range or not. And then we might even throw in a couple little sessions on how you can learn how to sprint effectively without hurting yourself or being stiff and sore the next day. So the goal of the build process is to build up your aerobic capacity, to build up those slow twitch muscles which support 80 to 90% of your running, and to build more power into your running that way. And so it's a kind of a slow ongoing process. We'll get you started on the right path so that you progress as quickly as you can through that process. And then the third step is what I call burn. And the whole idea around this is to end your dependence on carbohydrates. And many of us, we have been running for years, and you fuel with carbohydrates. Everyone knows that. The reality is, if you're training at low heart rates, your body prefers to burn body fat rather than carbs, like you would if you're racing. What we want to do is to switch your metabolism over so that your body is used to burning fat for fuel instead of always looking for carbs. And that means that you wake up in the morning, you're not automatically hungry. After you eat lunch, you don't fall asleep. It's a little bit different approach to nutrition. We do it in a couple steps. The first step is just to remove the highly processed foods out of the kitchen so that you're not using those anymore. And then we do a 2-week anti-inflammatory diet. Very simple, very quick to go through. But for many people, it can create a pretty dramatic change in your metabolism and how you feel just by going through that 2-week process. And then once we got you through that, then the main focus is to ensure that you're getting enough protein throughout the week. And as older athletes, protein consumption is extremely important for us to support recovery and building of all of our muscles and supporting our running and just our active lifestyle. So we go through how to set up your nutrition so that you're getting the correct amount of protein in your diet on a daily, weekly basis. Once you've gone through that, you now have a more flexible metabolism, which will help with your low heart rate training during your runs, and you'll notice you'll have more energy during the day. It's a really amazing transformation once you go through it. Once we've done that, then the fourth step is called move. And this all has to do with maintaining your muscle mass and your mobility as you get older. And I'm sure you're aware that after we leave our 30s, get into our 40s and 50s, you naturally start losing muscle mass. And one of the main reasons why you slow down running is you're just losing the strength. And the cool thing is this is all reversible. You can actually, in your 50s, 60s, or 70s, you can actually build muscle mass. You can build strength. And it's critical as you get in your 70s, 80s, and 90s of maintaining that muscle mass to be able to enjoy an active lifestyle and the freedom and independence that gives you. What we want to take a look at is just some daily calisthenics for overall conditioning, body weight exercises, and then we can go into run specific strength exercises, which can either be body weight exercises or we can add some weight. And then if you have access to a personal trainer, we can talk about how to do Olympic weights and actually lift heavy to speed up the process. And then on the other side, mobility, it's kind of like maintaining your car. You got to grease and lube your car every now and then. Same goes with your body. And a simple evening routine that takes about 10 minutes. You can do a couple of mobility exercises that keep those hip flexors open and work on those tight quads and calves and keep things loose and start pinpointing where you might have some issues where you might have to get some help to get those worked on as you're progressing along. But strength and mobility are key to you to continue to enjoy your running as you get older, especially in your 70s and 80s. That's the fourth step in the program. And then the fifth step is called commit. And this is where you settle down and establish those daily habits and routines that you can continue this for the next 20 years, because that's a commitment it takes. If you don't use it, you lose it when you get our age. And if you find something that works for you and you commit to it on a daily, weekly, monthly basis, whatever it is, you'll be able to enjoy more independence, freedom, and vitality as you get older. And that's the ultimate goal behind this whole program is I want you to be able to effortlessly run faster and enjoy your runs, not have to worry about injuries and pain in the process, and to continue to enjoy this in your 70s and 80s and 90s. And I really think the Forever Runner Mastery Program is a great way for you to jump in and get this done and start your journey. So this is the success path for over 50 runners. And I think it's the best path, the best direction to take if you want to enjoy an active lifestyle as you get older. If you're interested in that, just in that program, just let me know or go to my website, foreverrunner.com, and hit the program button. They'll take you to all the information about how that works and how much it costs and all that. Glad to have you here. Hope to see you in the next episode.